Gabe Michaels, Will South. Gabe, you guys had a pretty good lead on them heading into the third quarter, but kind of let them back in. What broke down in the third quarter for you?
Yeah, we came out. They got on a quick 4-0 run. We turned it over twice. We had a perfectly executed play to Robert, and he missed layup on one end, and then got his one rebound and missed it on the other. And then they go down and score. We come down. Greg has a layup, and he missed. And it's just you got to be tough and finish those in those situations. What I do like about that situation was, they took the lead 41-40, and that was the last time they had the lead. And I told these guys, kind of similar to what we went through last year at Buff State, where North Tonawanda takes their first lead with, a minute 45, 2 minutes to go, and we never fought back. So this team to fight back like that, I think showed me a lot, and I was really pleased with that part of it.
Just talk about the atmosphere in this gym. It's not often that you have a team come in that has so many fans.
Yeah.
It almost seemed like it might have been a home game for them, as opposed to.
It was great. I wish our gym was like that every time we played. I mean, that was just fun. And Ty and I were talking before the game, just saying this is great for the area. Greg and Ticket both deserve that because they've had such good careers and they're such great players. So they both deserve to be kind of their swan song of their regular season careers is for each other to play against each other. I thought they both played great, and I thought it was just fun atmosphere.
Your team's been on a roll for a few weeks now. You're getting closer to playoffs. You got a stretch of Hamburg, Start Point, and Will East, finishing up with Sweet Home here. Just talk about going through the rest of the schedule and how a game like today strengthens your team.
Right. Originally, this was supposed to be next week, and we wanted to be as close to sectionals as possible because that's the type of team you have to beat in sectionals. Like that North Tonawanda, McKinley, and now West Seneca West comes out of the ashes to be that great. And those are teams that are tough. Those are teams that are disciplined, just like them. And to win a game like that in that type of atmosphere, it really wasn't a home game, as you said. It was a neutral site, and that's how it has to be at Buff State. So we got that experience. And now we have a couple weeks, which is nice to really hone in on our weaknesses, and I think we'll do that, and we'll be hopefully ready to go when it gets real.
Can you talk about that start with all the energy and stuff? You guys were just
on
fire this.
It's funny because early in the season we never had good starts. In the last 6 games, it seems like we are so ready to play. And I couldn't tell you why that is. I mean, we changed a slight thing in our warm up, and maybe that's it, or maybe they're just getting more mature. I couldn't tell you, but. For some reason, the last 6-7 games, since Hamburg, when we came back from Long Island, we have just come out of the gates ready to play basketball. And if the other team's not, we will take it to you. And that's been the case. And really proud of our guys for that because that's what you preach. Those are the things you preach to them.
And talk about Greg's performance.
He was okay. He always steps up. It's like he never disappoints. And that's the one thing about Greg is. The bigger the stage, the better the game. And he didn't have his best shooting game, probably his worst shooting game in a long time. And he still found a way to I don't even know what he had, but he had mid-30s at least. 36, thanks. So he still had 36 on toughness. They were toughness points, making his free throws down the stretch, out-hustling people for the basketball. And, I thought, and I guarantee Ty and I disagree on this. Nothing, it was just the game. But I thought Greg got hit a lot going to the basket, and he didn't get calls early that he normally gets, and he was losing the ball. But he adjusted to the game, and that's again, he and Ticket guarding each other the whole game. That must have been fun to watch for everyone else. It was nerve-wracking for me at times, but it must have been really fun to watch for the community.
You missed that three-pointer in the second quarter. It fell short by about a yard or so. And Gaines goes down and dunks on you, and it kind of looks like maybe they're going to start to pick up some of that momentum. Greg then misses a dunk in the third quarter, I believe. Yeah. But comes back with a 3.
Yeah.
So he showed some adversity. He was able to battle through the adversity.
He was. He always does. That's the thing, Greg's 3, where it made it 59-49, was a big play. Like, we call a play, it's actually for Greg to drive to his left hand. And he caught it, and he just read it perfectly. When he caught it, the guy was backing off him, and he just stepped right into it and ready to shoot. And, that's a big thing. That footwork is so big for kids that age, and Greg has really perfected it. So little things that might go unnoticed by you guys where we call a play for Greg to do something else, and he just reads it perfectly. Hey, this is where I'm open. And he adjusted on the fly there, and the Ticket was just a step off him, and he buried a huge 3 in that situation.
He was in foul trouble a little bit, but Robert Richards, he came out of the gates playing well.
Yeah, he was great.
Fouls, and then,
Yeah, he had 3 in the first half. I usually don't play people with 2 in the first half.
Yeah.
But I just felt like the game was just slipping away from us a little, and we needed him. And if he came out of the gates and he had 8 points, two threes, and a layup. And then when they took that 41-40 lead, he was the guy who got going. He hit a three at the top of the key, and then he had a layup right after. So Devin's our number 2 scorer. But there's games where Robert is every bit as good as anyone scoring the ball. And the other guy we haven't really talked about was Cody. It was unbelievable just passing and getting to the basket and making plays. There were so many times I kind of thought he was about to lose the ball, and he just made a perfect pass. And then he was aggressive driving. I thought Cody's offensive game was unbelievable today.
Was this the most physical game your team's been a part of in some time?
It's tough to say. The refs did a good job of calling a lot. Like keeping it, and both of us, we both are really physical teams, but I didn't think it got out of hand by any means. There's sometimes you go out there and you feel like guys are getting checked. There was none of that. The physicality was well within the rules. Like they're a very physical team, but I had no problem with the way they were defending us. So I was no problem with the physicality out there.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thank you.
a couple quick ones. You kind of stole my thunder. I was going to say, what are your thoughts on West Seneca West? Have you seen them?
Yeah, I've seen them. I'm not fully scouting them just yet, but I have seen them. Obviously, a team like that, they have your attention, and you have to pay attention to them. But at the same time, I've been around long enough to know if you don't beat McKinley, you don't see West Seneca West, and I think that game is something I'm very focused on just as well, and North Tonawanda obviously after last year. So the three of those teams are teams I'm looking at equally, but West Seneca West, all the respect in the world for what they're doing. Justin's a great player. Obviously Dez is an amazing coach. They have a good group. Like they have two really good shooters, 2 stars, and everyone else just plays as hard as they possibly can. So I have a lot of respect for them, but I couldn't tell you much about them as far as like a scouting perspective just yet.
I know it's early, and I haven't seen the latest on the PowerPoints at this point, but does it look like those 4 schools will be the top 4?
Well, it's funny. Right now, West Seneca West is clear 1. I would say we're a clear 2. Sweet Home's going to be the 3 seed, and they're having a great year. But obviously, we don't have to look at them as much because we play them twice, so we naturally scout them throughout the year. The 4 seed right now is going to be North Tonawanda. Williamsville East has the inside track to the 5, and McKinley's going to be the 6. So McKinley Sweet Home is going to be playing in the quarterfinals to play us in the semis, hopefully, if we can take care of business. So I really have that figured out. But
so I guess the shame is 2 of those 6 teams won't even make the semifinals.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
A1, you're going to be ready. Whoever comes out of
A1 is going to be
battle tested.
very tough this year. A1 is the toughest I've seen it. And like if you go back 2 years ago, everyone kind of had us and McKinley McKinley and Amherst on a collision course. Those were the 3. But Amherst is A2, so you knew it was going to be us and McKinley. I'm telling you, this year there's a lot of teams that can get out. Don't sleep on Sweet Home. Don't sleep on Williamsville East. They're both really good teams, and on any night, if they get it going, they can take care of you.
Teams you wouldn't want to necessarily come up against.
Yeah, exactly.
Finals.
Exactly.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep. Cool. Thanks, guys.